Hi everyone, Dave here, and on this absolutely gorgeous early spring day I'm going to talk about something that's been pissing me off. So it's not a rant this, but it's been getting to me, bugbear of mine, and I want to know what you lot think about what it is I'm going to say. So I'll come to that in a second. Now there is a bit of a breeze today, a bit of an easterly breeze. I'm hoping it doesn't impact too much on the sound quality here. I really need to set up my microphone and whatever for days like this, so I'm hoping the sound's going to be okay. Now, apologies if it's not. What it is I want to talk about, I am fed up, right, of seeing the words he or she is controlled opposition, a shill, they're part of the New World Order, they're a World Economic Forum plant. It's pissing me off. I find it so annoying. I'm going to try and explain why. Now, first of all, I'm not naive. I know that there is such a thing as controlled opposition. Of course there is. Of course there is. And, you know, the war that we're currently fighting against, one side it's going to have more capability of infiltrating the other side with, you know, with genuine controlled opposition to destabilise and demoralise and confuse and spark arguments and you know, and undermine and all the rest of it. Of course. But there's too many people who are obsessed with it. Utterly obsessed with it. And I don't know whether, do you know anyone who kind of likes breaking bad news? You know, they always want to be the first person to let you know about something bad that's happened. You know, they're the first to see it on Twitter and they'll forward you the link like, this has happened. Well, it's almost like it's the same thing. It's kind of like a race for who can call out all the controlled opposition, who can name and shame, who can be the one who knows it all, you know, who's the person who knows everything. They know who's working for the enemy and they're going to alert us all. That's what it reminds me of. Now, probably the figure, the person who is currently provoking the most debate, unnecessary debate. I'm going to explain why it's totally unnecessary, and is undermining to what we're trying to do. But that figure, I hope you can hear me, is Russell Brand. You know, he's got a YouTube following of, I think it's about 5.5 million subscribers now. So it's not as simple as saying that because someone appears to be contradicting the mainstream narrative and because somebody appears to be exposing the lies in a particular way, it's not as simple to say that if he was genuinely on our side, his channel would have been shut down. Too simplistic. I've said things on my channel in the last few months that I know for a fact would have got me censored and barred a year ago. I've had 4 videos taken down in total for saying unacceptable things to the deep state. Yet recently there appears to be more leeway. Yeah, the censorship is as bad as ever, but when it comes to YouTube, I know from experience, because I've experimented with saying certain things and my videos haven't been taken down. So, you know, am I controlled opposition? Am I? I mean, I've only got 474 subscribers, so, you know, I'm not going to be able to control much, am I? But what I'm trying to say to you is, it's too simple. And more to the point, it takes away from what we need to do. Now, the other thing that people are getting so hung up on is symbolism and numbers and patterns that sometimes are there and sometimes there aren't. Now let me talk about patterns. David Icke, massive influence on me. I mean, some people call David Icke controlled opposition. Anyway, very influential for me in terms of explaining how a series of events are connected. They're not standalone. There is a overarching force controlling those events, and that once you can, you know, as he says, know the outcome and you'll see the journey. It's very, very true. You know, we does talk a lot about symbolism as well, and there's no doubt about it. These, you know, rituals and symbols and certain numbers holding certain powers and things like that. 100%, yeah, absolutely agree that there is a deep meaning behind all of that from a kind of like a satanic side. But remember this: human beings actually are programmed innately to see patterns, right? Sometimes we see patterns and sometimes we see things that aren't there, right? So you can become so kind of attached to the idea that everything has to have an explanation. Everything has to have a deeper meaning behind it in order to fit with the preconceived notion that everything's arranged in a particular way and that everything is being arranged for us in a particular way. Incorrect. Patterns exist, yes, but also randomness exists. Sometimes there is no explanation for things. Sometimes things just are. Look at nature. Sometimes it's symmetrical. Most of the time it's random. Take the example from nature. You don't see trees spaced 2 meters apart or you know, as far as the eye can see. You know, you don't see... I'm looking around now. Everything's random. Remember, there is a randomness to things as well as being connected patterns. We need to remember this because I think people are becoming obsessed with this idea that we have no control over everything, that everything's being controlled, and that that there's too many influential figures who are leading us down the wrong path to deceive us. Now, I'm not saying that's not happening. What I'm saying, it's taking up too much of the conversation of too many people, as far as I can see. When it comes to who we listen to and who we don't listen to, I say, yeah, be circumspect, but also just listen to anyone. I read things that I absolutely despise. I'll read The Guardian every now and again. I utterly abhor it, I hate it, I detest it, it's despicable. I'll read it, just out of curiosity. And why am I saying this? Because whether you've got your doubts about someone or not, they will always be able to inform your worldview and to be able to make you think about something in a different way. They'll be able to give you a crucial piece of information to round your worldview. I hope you can hear me okay. It's pretty windy. I hope you can. So instead of like watching someone like Russell Brand and instantly dismissing him as a controlled opposition that's being paid to manipulate and deceive us, how about you just watch his videos and allow what he says to broaden your understanding of what not is going on, but may be going on. We need to... I might sit on the top of these steps out the wind. I think it's out the wind. Here we go. I think we've forgotten as a generation, as a society, this really, really simple concept that our truth is what we can see. I'm sitting on the top of these steps now. There's a big tree in front of me, the canal on the right. The sun's in the sky, sky's blue, that's, you know, and I'm speaking to you. That's all I've got at the moment, that's true. What other people say to me, what I read, what I watch, you know, whatever, is merely to act as to challenge or to build upon or to further explain what I already think. I don't need to get hung up, and I don't, on being up and spending crucial time and energy in trying to go down the rabbit hole of whether someone is controlled opposition or not. I don't care. I really don't care, because I know controlled opposition is out there. It's not my job to work out who they are and who they're not, because I can spend my time and energy making a video like this and telling you what I think myself, rather than obsessing about celebrities and whoever else trying to undermine us, because what good's that going to do? How are we ever going to know? So I want someone I want you to comment and let me know where you stand on this, because for me it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who someone is. There's always someone who will say the controlled opposition. I find it really annoying. I find it counterproductive, because that energy, if we really do want to create this better world where, I call it, you know, based on community, connection and conversation, then we wouldn't be spending it arguing about who's infiltrating the movement, who's controlled opposition, who's a shill, and why we shouldn't trust particular people. We simply wouldn't. We'd be focusing more on our own lives, living free and creating something ourselves, whether that be whatever it is you like doing, painting, writing, doing videos, building whatever. Inject creativity into, not suspicion and cynicism, into the world. Which again, as I said at the start, is not a naivety on my part, because of course, throughout history, it's happened. Controlled opposition, of course. But we don't need to obsess about it. We don't. Live our own lives. Tell the world what we think about something. What's our thoughts? What are we doing to create this better world? And if we're just like that on our phones, arguing with each other about who's controlled opposition and why we shouldn't listen to them, what's that? Come on. So there you go, bit of a mini rant from me there. You know, we're a long way into this now, into this challenge, this spiritual, above everything else it is, whatever you think spirituality is, you know, let's call it this challenge of trying to transcend something greater than ourselves, because we need to do that in order to, as I say, create this better world. We need to tap into something bigger than us, and in tapping into something bigger than us, it liberates us and liberates our creativity and our bravery. It really does. So let's do it. Live free. Stop obsessing about other people. Stop letting them have control over you. They don't have control over your thoughts. They don't have control over your life. But they might be able to tell you something that might broaden what you think about the situation that we're currently in, about what you think about yourself, what you think about your own worldview. So, for me, I care not. The first question that comes into seemingly a lot of people's minds is this person controlled opposition? That's a bad place to start. How about, can this person say something to me that'll build, as I say, challenge what I already think, build on what I already think, possibly contradict what I already think, yeah? So, let me know what you think about what I've said there. I feel like I've not been too articulate in today's video, but that's fine. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, as I say, let me know what you think about what I've said and whether it pisses you off or whether I'm wrong. Alright, see you later, bye bye.